Hello everyone, and welcome to the people of Sharp County. My name is David Kerley, and I am the founder and the admin for this page. I know a lot of you don't really know me. Some of you know my name. Obviously, nobody knows me outside of Facebook. Let's put it that way. Let's say they don't truly know who I am. They assume who I am, and certain people will get a perspective off a line of who they think I am. But here today, I'm going to actually explain to you who I am again, for all you new folks that do not know me or know a face, or here I am. So I'm just going to kind of lay this out to everybody. I'm going to do a quick video here. This ain't nothing special, because again, I'm not trying to be like a random patriot or any of these other folks that are out here. I'm not trying to make a YouTube channel. I'm not trying to become the mayor. I'm not trying to become the sheriff. I'm not trying to become the district attorney. I'm not trying to become the judge. Really, all I am is a community figure, a public-private citizen, just like most of you, that live in a county that has brought things to my attention. Okay, so basically I've become the community speaker for this area. Now let me explain to you folks that don't know me and don't know the story and kind of why I'm here and what the people of Sharp County, Arkansas group is all about and everything. Give you a little background about me real quick. I moved here about 4.5 years ago now. I came out here to my woods. Beautiful property, beautiful house, beautiful wife and kids, and everything's great. Okay, so I moved down here to retire kind of and just kind of relax and chill out and enjoy life a little bit. Considering this is the Bible Belt, I figured that everybody was polite and believed in Jesus and were good people. But about 4 years into this living here, actually about 3.5 years into living here, I have come to realize that this community in this area is not the Bible Belt that I expected it to be. In fact, that I've realized that people around here are just as ignorant here as they are all over the country. So this is not a new rodeo for me, folks. I've been here, I've done this multiple times before. I've dealt with criminal cases, civil cases. So this is not my first rodeo. So that's kind of why I'm here, because about 3.5 years ago, it was brought to my attention that there were some things wrong within the community. Now, a lot of people in the community think it has to do with my stepson. Well, yes, to a point it does, because my stepson was charged with a crime that he did not commit, which I will prove in court eventually as time goes on here. But that is not the sole reason why I'm here, and that's not why I'm pissed off. I am upset and pissed off because of what has been brought to my attention within the past year of living within this community. Because there's certain individuals, and most of them with suit and ties. Let's just put it that way, suit and tie folks. If you wear a suit and tie, you're probably involved in some kind of BS going on around here. Either being a mayor, or a chief of police, or a sheriff, certain city council members. The place, I mean, if you look at, online, I mean, I'm very online worthy. I look online, I research online, do a lot of social media. And what I have learned is that there's a couple, obviously, let's kind of explain the different communities here, because each one of these communities that I'm talking about are completely messed up. So let's start off with the closest community to me, because I live in the country, I live in Sharp County. But the closest community to me is Ozark Acres. Now, that place is a freaking mess. Constant battles over there. And I understand both sides of the story there, which it's a hard situation for all them folks to deal with over there. Because you do have low-income families that are living in an area that you have the rich folks that want to make it a beautiful lake subdivision type thing. So, I mean, yes, you're going to have battles. But everybody owns property there. That's something that you all are going to have to figure out. And that goes the same thing with Cherokee Village. Cherokee Village is also a mess. The reason why Cherokee Village is a mess is because of these homeowners associations. I've lived in multiple homeowner associations myself, and I will never, ever, ever in my life live in a homeowner association again, ever in my life, which is why I chose to choose where I live now. I mean, of course, then you have your other littler communities like Hardy, Ash Flat, Highland. They all have their fair share of issues as well, too. But I mean, obviously, your main two big issues is the Ozark Acres and Cherokee Village SID programs. Worst mistake ever, buying a property within a SID community. But anyway, that's irrelevant, and we'll kind of get into those things later. But I mean, as I said, over the last year or so, so many things have been brought to my attention, which is why I created the People of Sharp County, Arkansas group, to give people a platform to speak on and to be able to speak against the government without the government censoring you. Because that's what I've also noticed about a lot of these newspapers around here and social media groups and things of that sort, is they do filter your media, your comments, things of that sort. Now, when it comes to my page, the People of Sharp County, Arkansas, let me explain something to you folks. Yes, I do deny a lot of posts. The reason why I deny a lot of posts is because you're either not on topic, there's cussing, profanity in it, they're very vulgar, and you're not doing things very professionally, or just does not irrelevant to Sharp County or the surrounding counties at all. So if you've had a post denied on this page, this is why, because I'm trying to keep this clean as possible and to the point and as professional as possible. But obviously, even things that I post have negative feedback to them, such as the comments that were made yesterday and on some other posts, which is why I'm here today and going to explain this to you guys here in person. So that's kind of why I've started the group. So technically it has nothing to do with my stepson. Yes, he was the one that brought the attention to the corruptness that is going on in this community. And obviously the further I go down these rabbit holes, the more and more I learn about certain individuals around here. So that's kind of why I'm here and running this group called the People of Sharp County, Arkansas. So let's go into what I posted yesterday about Hollie and Colton, because I got a ton of negative feedback on that. And let me give you a couple examples here. Here's some of just the comments. One of the commenters states, she's mad because I posted someone else's private life. Okay. Here's another comment. This is none of our business. Here's another comment. Posting about someone's personal life is appalling. I could see how it could be appalling, but I'll get to that here in a second. And here's another one. It says, you should be ashamed to place yourself in the middle of this. Okay. Now, let me explain something to you all folks here real quick. Because technically, this case that has to deal with Hollie and Colton Wilson has nothing to do with either one of them personally on a personal level. Okay. Hollie a little bit more than Colton, because Colton, I do not know the man at all. I have never met the man. I've never shook his hand. I've never met him online. I've never seen a comment. The man has been completely incognito, other than a few news articles that I have read about him. And they weren't bad news articles. So I have nothing bad to say about Colton at all. But on the other end, I do have a few bad things to say about Hollie, because Hollie did steal my phone number. And I'm telling you the truth about stealing my number. As when she was a prosecuting attorney for Sharp County, Arkansas, I had sent an actual email to Sheriff Russell and all them, and at the time I was carbon copying the prosecuting attorney's office. Well, at the time, I had no clue that Hollie did not work for the prosecuting attorney's office anymore, because she's using a private email to conduct state business, which I feel should be illegal. Now, I looked it up, and it's technically you can use it, but it does cause a conflict of interest. The conflict of interest is if I wanted something off of her phone, I can literally subpoena her entire email account, because she's using a private email during a public service that she's providing, which was at the time being prosecuting attorney. So after she leaves the prosecuting attorney's office, I send out a carbon copy email to all the prosecutors and whatnot. Months later, she steals my phone number from that email and contacts me via text messages and starts harassing me about some content that I had posted about, not specifically her, but an article that I had posted that was a restraining order. And I did not mention her name or anything in it, but she obviously knew it was her, so she reached out to me and started harassing me via text messages off of the phone number that she stole illegally off of a public or a private document through a public service. So that is my beef with Hollie. But the case itself, okay, goes a little bit deeper than, like I said, just Hollie or Colton. What the situation has to do with the divorce itself and the children that are involved. And let me explain something. I'm 46 years old. I'll be 47. So I'm not new to the game here. Like I said, I've been through multiple civil cases throughout my life. I've been involved in a murder case before. I've been involved in criminal cases. I've been involved in multiple cases. So I do know a little bit about the law. And what I don't know about the law, I can easily look up online, because all of your laws are right there in front of your fingertips if you all just want to look them up. So regarding all that, the actual physical case is something personal to me. And the reason why the physical case is personal is because it has to do with a public figure being inside of the office. And what I mean by that is that I'm going to give you a little background on me real quick. And the reason why this is personal. Back in the day, back from where I was from, I'm not going to tell you where I'm from or who this involves or anything, but it did involve my own children itself, my own children. Because I used to be part of the Good Old Boy Club. And what I mean by the Good Old Boy Club, yeah, you all know who I'm talking about, the Good Old Boy Club. The ones that can break the law, do whatever they want, and never be held accountable for it because they have a badge and a suit and tie, and they're part of the Good Old Boy Club. I used to be part of that Good Old Boy Club. But when me and my ex had differences, that's where it became an issue. Because obviously the Good Old Boy Club turned against me at that point in time. So now it's me against the Good Old Boy Club. And obviously when the judge is having lunch and going out and having a good time with my other half's mother, because her entire family was in law enforcement. Her grandmother was in law enforcement. So there was a lot of family tie there that was in law enforcement. So of course when me and her decided to go our separate ways, I became the bad guy in the Good Old Boy Club. So the Good Old Boy Club turned basically against me. And that's why this case here is so personal to me as well, because I feel Colton is also going to be going and facing the same issues. Because of the simple fact that Hollie is a lawyer, first off, and she wrote her own divorce papers. I think she probably should have hired another attorney to do her divorce for her instead of her doing it herself, which kind of explains why she has filed for divorce at least 4 times over the last 4 years now. Now, obviously, I will let the court decide and do that, but here's the issue. I personally feel, this is why, again, it's a personal issue, and I was not going to post this video on the people of Sharp County because, again, it's a personal issue here. I was going to post it on my page, but somebody, in fact, Billie Suiters is the one that said, hey, why don't you just post it publicly over here? So here I am. I'm posting it publicly for everybody to see. So yes, this is a little bit of a personal issue because the problem I'm going to have here is that you have an unfair court system. And why I can say that is because I've already seen and experienced the corruption within the departments and within the system myself years in the past and up till the present day today here. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So it is a little bit personal. And I don't feel that, Colton will get a fair trial if that court case, if they continue to go through their divorce, if that court case is held within Sharp County or within this district, I do not feel either party will have a fair trial because of the known name of Hollie. Hollie's been a lawyer for over 20 years. She's very well known in the area. it's just an unfair trial. And that's what I posted this, because this is something that the public needs to know about. So it has nothing to do with Hollie or Colton personally. It has to do with the situation that this in particular case is in. Like I said, it has to do with the case is being held within Sharp County and in this district, where a major person that's involved is one of the plaintiffs, or whatever you want to call them. Defendant, plaintiff, she would be the defendant, I guess, because she filed. So, or the plaintiff, she would be the plaintiff because she filed. Colton would be the defendant. Now, here's the thing. Hopefully, you know, their new profile picture that I posted online, yes, I hope together. They do have a couple children together. And I'm going to pray for them children, and I pray for their marriage, and I pray that Hollie gets her shit together, per se, and stops doing what she's doing and gets her life together, because there's more to that. And you know, actually, here, I'm just going to explain it to you. So when Hollie reached out to threaten me via that phone message, she had also contacted Scott Rose as well. For you guys that don't know who Scott Rose is, Scott Rose is the chief of police of Hardy, Arkansas. So and Scott and Hollie did date at one point in time. So why was Hollie reaching out to Scott to obtain my phone number? That's a good question. But instead of because obviously what had happened is Scott reached out to me and like, hey man, can I get your number? I would like to talk to you. I told him, no, you're not getting my number. Very, very few people have my personal phone number. So I told him, no, you're not getting my phone number. So as I'm having this conversation with Scott Rose, Hollie then text messages me. I then ask, and I posted in the comments, you saw that the screenshot that I did send for the text message that she sent me. I had asked her, who is this? She explained that I just posted about her, so obviously it was Hollie. And when I said, how did you get my number? She went on to explain that she literally took it off of a private document that she received in an email that was supposed to be going to the prosecuting attorney's office and not her personal private use. So she screwed up. I didn't press charges. I threw it out online. Everybody has a connection shit. So it's completely fine for Hollie to illegally take my number, harass me, and me be like, okay, I'm just going to post some stuff online about it, instead of pressing charges against her, and everybody loses their shit. Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. So please put that in the comments below and tell me, why is it okay for her to break the law and harass me, but when I post something about her marriage online, I'm the one that gets the heat and the backlash for it. Make that make sense. Now, let's continue on to some other commenters here real quick. So hopefully we got that all cleared up, that, like I said, this whole case here has nothing to do with Hollie and Colton personally. It has to do with the case being held in Sharp County, and I don't feel that neither one of those parties or those children would have a fair outcome of that divorce if it happened in here in Sharp County. So, Colton, my words to you is I would say I would file a recusal against the judge and tell Ms. Huff, the judge, that you have a conflict of interest, and get yourself a different judge there, bud. That's the only advice I have, and I can say that because I have dealt with it personally about 20 years ago. Well, not 20, 15 years ago or so. So I said, I'm an old timer. I'm not a new guy around the block. Just a word of advice is all. So let's continue on to these comments that were continuing to bash me. So let's start out with Billie Suiters. First off, for you guys that don't know Billie Suiters is a sheriff, works for the department, or sheriff's department as well, Sharp County. Her main job is security within the courtroom there. And I do not have nothing wrong with Billie, or any complaints against Billie. I've hung out with Billie a couple times. She seems like a great lady. She's always been polite and everything during court, very professional, and I have zero complaints against her. But she did leave some comments on my post yesterday that I need to address, so this is what I'm doing. So the first comment that I would like to address, it's kind of a combination here, so let's just kind of go through that. It says here, this is from Billie Suiters, comments. I am highly disappointed in you for going so far to put a person's business out there like this when actually that has nothing to do with your case or your life for that matter. Okay, so just to clarify that real quick, has nothing to do with my case or my life. Okay, well, I just explained to you folks that this is a personal issue, and it does have to do with my life because I was in the same situation that Colton and Hollie were back from where I was from, and dealing with the court system and the judge having lunch with the chief bailiff, which was my ex's mother. There's counter conflicts there, and I can prove that because I filed multiple counter conflicts against them judges, and every one of those judges recused themselves. So I know it can be done, and I know there is a conflict there, especially with her now currently working for the public defender's office. So yes, Hollie Wilson does work for the public defender's office, for you that didn't know that. So yes, so Billie, this does have to do with my life. And you are correct, it does not have nothing to do with my son's case. You are correct. But as I had said before, my son's case has nothing to do with any of this anymore. My son's case is what opened my eyes to investigate what is going on here. So that's what I have done. I have now opened an investigation against this community, and I am now learning who is who, and who is related to who, and who's screwing who, and who's dealing drugs to who, and I know a lot more than you all think I know. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. The next thing that she continues to say, this is going back to Billie Suiters and her comments. She said, how would you feel if people threw your business up for the world to see? I sure your closet isn't without skeletons. Well, ma'am, my closet is empty. And I've been telling you guys that for years. Well, not years, but I mean, all my friends know that. I've been telling them that for years. But I've been telling you folks that for quite some time now. I would not be sitting here posting the truth on social media if I had a closet full of skeletons. My closet is clean as they can get. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them for y'all. So, again, no, my closet is clean. Here's another comment from Billie. It says, would you like your son's business everywhere? This is disgraceful. I thought so much more of you than this low blow. Okay, so you're saying that I did a low blow here, and how would I like my son's business everywhere? Well, first off, my son's business is everywhere. And the reason why my son's business is everywhere is because of Lauren Seibert, when she wrote a fake article, or she wrote a true article, but wrote his age correct or wrong in the article, which then another newspaper and 3 different radio stations shared. So yes, my son's name has already been posted in the community at the wrongful age. So when my son's investigation started, he was 16 years old. The newspaper reported that he was 18. So now that he is 18 years old, technically the community would think he is 20 years old. So how come, again, it is okay for newspaper agencies, multiple newspaper agencies, to print false information, okay, to the general public, which has a lot bigger viewers than I do here on this little Facebook group or even on my private page? Why is it okay for them to get away with that and not be called out for it and be okay? But when I say something, it is all about my son and all about my son's case and about my son being smeared. My son was already smeared, as I just explained. I'm just trying to recoup of what these community members have done to me and my family. So, that's your answer to that. That's my answer to your comment there. One other last thing that Billie Suiters states is, I understand you are going after the court, but throwing people's personal life out there is just plain wrong. So again, it's okay for Hollie to steal my phone number and threaten me, but when I say that she's going through a divorce publicly, I'm the one that's wrong again. Why is it that the person that's always telling the truth and exposing the truth is always the guy that's wrong? I would like to know that. But all these criminals that I can prove that are criminally breaking the law, you all support. You all are like, oh, they're great people. They're wonderful people. They're breaking the fucking law. And yes, I just said the F word. Sorry. Probably lost about 10 viewers. Because again, we are in the Bible Belt, and I understand that I probably should wear a suit and tie, and I should be all prim and proper. Sometimes you got to fight a fire with fire. That's all I'm going to say. Let's move on to Kristen Sullinger. Now, Kristen Sullinger, she works for the Spring River Law Office in Hardy, Arkansas. She is also a paralegal for James Gift, which James Gift no longer works there because now he works for the DHS department out of Batesville for DHS as a lawyer for them. More to come in that story still. I will get to that shortly. Not today, but that's a extended story. So let's go into what Kristen says. Kristen says, Hollie is a member of the community. She is not above it, and she has never tried to be. I can prove that is a false statement. That's all I'm going to say there. She continues on to say, she is my friend. She is a good person and a victim. She doesn't deserve this. Okay, now here you are placing Hollie as the victim. Okay, Hollie's the victim here. Hollie's the victim. Now, Dave is the victim because Hollie stole Dave's number to harass Dave. Okay, so if you want to call Hollie the victim, well, where's my victim? I don't even care. I'm not a victim. I'm just going to point out who these people are and what they're criminally doing wrong. So you all can blame me for whoever you want to blame me and criticize me and slander me and call me names and do whatever y'all want to. But you don't affect my life at all. I'm still happy. And I'm still going to continue pursuing what I'm doing until I get this shit show cleaned up. And yes, I cussed again. My bad. Can't wait to see the comments on that. Oh, I'm going to hell. Here's 10,000 Bible verses that I'm going to hell because I'm making a video and I cussed in it. God bless you people. Anyways, continue on with Kristen Sullinger here. She also says, you claim to have worked with victims at Safe Night. For you folks that don't know what Safe Night is, Safe Night Ministries is a domestic violence ministry group within the area, which supposedly supposed to help women within domestic violence situations. So again, that is a good organization from kind of what I understand, but I've also dealt with that organization and I'm not going to bash them or anything. I'm going to leave them out of this for now. Let's just say that. But I do have some very personal issues and ties there that are bothersome. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm just actually, since I'm on that topic, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I have had multiple women come to me personally via personal email, reaching out to me, stating that they have been victims, that have went to there, but they could not help them there. And they've obviously reached out to me. And I will leave it at that because obviously that to me is confidentiality. I will not release them ladies' names or anything. But again, see, like I said, see, you guys do not understand who I am. You do not know me. You don't know anything about my family. You don't know my background. You don't know anything. And you would be surprised in the amount of people that come to me for help, which is why I'm here on this group, trying to create a better community for all of us. And some of you will be like, oh, you're not creating a better community, you're just bashing the community. Well, here's the thing. In order to fix something, you have to realize that it's broken first. I mean, you can't be like over here, I mean, for example, your tire falls off the car. You can't just keep driving the car down the road. Okay, something is wrong with the vehicle, you're going to have to fix it. Same thing with this community. I've acknowledged the things that are wrong. Now it is going to take a community to see these things that are wrong and help fix these issues. And hopefully by me calling out certain people, maybe I will be bringing enough attention to their own life that maybe they will get their act together and stop doing the illegal, corrupt BS things that they are doing in life. Because literally, I mean, all these people that are here on these comments and everything, I pretty much got dirt on all of you. Every single one of you. Because everybody, like Billy states, is your closet clean? Yeah, that's the problem, folks. That's the problem. My closet's clean. Your closets are dirty. That's why I'm here, and that's why you guys are attacking me. Because I'm the only one able that has a clean enough closet to come forward, because I don't do drugs, I don't hang out at the bars, I don't do anything other than focus on my life and my family. And now I've been focusing on this BS, trying to make a better community. That's who I am. Anyways, let's go back to Kristen Sullinger here, because like I said, Kristen claims, as she said, hi, back again. Sorry about that. I probably should go ahead and invest in probably a larger SD card if I'm going to continue to do videos like this. That way I don't have to do two parts like this. But anyways, let's go back to where I left off at Kristen Sullinger. As I was stating before, Kristen, where I left off before the video cut off there, we were talking about how she had claimed that I work for Safe Night, whatnot, and then she's like, she continues on to say, yet you will re-victimize someone for your own personal gain. Okay, so Kristen Sullinger is stating that I'm re-victimizing people, I guess she's relating to Hollie, for my own personal gain. Okay, now first off, how am I, Kristen, how am I gaining anything out of this? Did I gain anything out of this? Absolutely not. I didn't gain anything out of this. Only thing I gained was a bunch of hate and a bunch of backlash from you folks, but that's the only thing I gained from this. I'm going to tell you who's going to gain from it. The people that are involved in it. They're the ones that are going to gain. Maybe not so much Hollie, because if she's tied with the government, I mean, I could see where everybody would be pissed off. But Colton, on that aspect, I mean, I would see he would be the one that would gain out of what I posted, because now the public knows that this is what's going to happen behind closed doors, in the shadows of the darkness of people's private lives. See, I love how you folks keep saying everybody's private life. Okay, notice I don't attack anybody's private life unless you're a public official doing illegal businesses. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But anyway, so for you to say that I'm re-victimizing someone for my own personal gain is bullshit. So I'm just gonna say that. Which is also funny, because you further go on to say, this is funny, because I mean, everybody's like, oh, well, you don't do this, you don't do that, and then you're all throwing Bible verses at me. And here's Kristen Sullinger says, however, if you verify Kerley Q's statement, he never worked for them. Okay, Kerley Q's. Okay. So you're going to sit here and thrash on me and how I'm treating this community and everything, but you're going to sit here and call me names. Kerley Q. Dude, first off, Kristen, that shows your mentality and your age, because I've been called Kerley Q since I was, I don't know, probably about 12 years old. And remember, I'm a little bit older than you, so I've been around the block. I've heard the Kerley Q statement multiple fucking times. So your little Kerley Q statement there just shows your ignorance is all. So you said I never worked for them. Like I said, I'm going to leave them out of the situation, because they know damn well what I've done for them and what my lady has done for them, and we have gotten nothing but backlash from them as well. I'm done with that conversation. So let's continue forward. The next one here is that Kristen says, teach that kid how to be a man instead of a keyboard warrior. Okay, well, teach that kid. So I guess you're referring to my kid, is what you're stating there in that comment. Instead of being a keyboard warrior. Well, ma'am, you should know of anybody that I'm not a keyboard warrior. I've went to Devon personally and made things go forward. Do you want to keep saying I'm a keyboard warrior? I'll see you in court too. Trust me, I'll take you there if I want to. So go ahead. Keep calling me a keyboard warrior and telling me that I need to teach my kid how to be a man. How about you don't worry about what's going on with my kid and let me take care of that? How about that? You all want to sit there, oh, well, it's none of your business. How is it your business to tell me how to raise my child? See, you guys are all of you are nothing but hypocrites. You're hypocrites. You sit there and you say one thing, but you're doing this exact same thing that you guys are bitching about. Doesn't make sense. Kristen Sullinger, she also states, hey, here's another good one. Here's another good one for y'all. Kristen Sullinger states, you are no better than the looters and thieves in Cave City. So now you're comparing me to looters and thieves in Cave City. Well, that's okay too. Because you know why that's okay? Because I've been called a thief, I've been called a liar, I've been called a psycho, I've been called an a-hole, a d-head. Dude, I've been called every name in the book that you can imagine multiple times over, and that's why I can still sit here and laugh in your guys' face, because it doesn't affect me at all. See, I'm not a weak person that's just hurt by everything that everyone says. See, I'm a little bit stronger than most people, and that's why I'm still have a smile on my face, and I'm happy as I be. And guess what? When I get done with this video, I'm going to continue on going back here in my woods, cleaning up my mess from this tornado that nobody else seemed to care about me, but everybody else is, and I don't even care about your caring about me. I've got it covered. But I enjoy what I do. I love my property. I love my family. I'm happy in life. So no matter what you guys are going to do and what you say to me will never destroy me. So if you want to compare me to looters and thieves in Cave City, you need to get your head checked, ma'am. Because I'm not the one looting and I'm not a thief. But Hollie is. Hollie's a thief. She stole my phone number. But see, that's okay. So it's okay again. So you're going to call me a looter and a thief. Compare me to a looter and a thief in Cave City. Yet you're a friend that you see. If this is the other thing, Kristen, whatever you want to go by. If she was your friend, you had already done helped her. But see, that's the problem. None of you guys help the good people, supposedly. You all just sit there and keep your mouths shut and let the corruption continue on and on and on. So are you on the bad side or are you on the good side? Because if you're on the good side, you would have helped Hollie get out of this abusive relationship that she was in. But it's bullshit. Because she's not in an abusive relationship. Is she? Maybe she is. I don't know. I don't know, Colton. But that's for the community to find out, not me. Now that I've posted this publicly. So don't dare, Miss Sullinger, compare me to a looter or a thief ever again. And for the other ones that are watching this that are calling me abusive to my family, you don't know what abuse is. You don't even experience abuse. I've seen what abuse does. I've dealt with that. Again, I'm not a young gunner on the block. I've been around the block a few times. I have a lot more street smarts than any of you folks do. Now, since Kristen Sullinger wanted to bring up the Cave City instance, let's move on to Sheriff Shane Russell. Let's go ahead and include him into this great video as well. Because I had made a statement, actually he had made a Facebook post, and I'm going to quote you what he stated here, and I said that I would make a video about it, and I just have not had time dealing with the tornado stuff on my own property here. I have not had time to respond to that, so I'm going to just go ahead and respond to that right here since I've already pissed everybody off anyways. But you know what's funny? I didn't piss everybody off, because there's a lot of people that are watching this that know exactly what I'm saying. They now understand exactly who I am, because I have nothing to hide. My closets are empty. So think what you want to think, folks. But let's move on to the Sheriff Shane Russell, Sharp County, Arkansas. He had posted, please pass this along. Now this is right after the tornadoes and everything, so don't get me wrong, I'm going to state some other things here, so hold on. But he says, please pass this along. If you are caught looting in Sharp County, I can promise you, so he's going to promise you, I can promise you, you will be brought to jail, and I will do everything I can do to hold you in jail for as long as I possibly can. Signed, Sheriff Shane Russell. So that kind of hit a little struck nerve, since his son-in-law lied under oath. Again, see when I call them out about their wrongdoings, it's okay that they do it. But when I say something about somebody else getting in trouble, they should be locked up and thrown away forever, and I got a badge and I wear a suit and tie and I am God. That's who these people really think they are. But I'm about to end that for them and show them that they are not God. They are just a citizen hiding behind a badge. Let's put it that way. And again, folks, this is not against all law enforcement. I know there's good law enforcement out there because I have informants that are within the law enforcement that are communicating with me. So I don't have a problem with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So for the community, again, see, you don't know who I am. You assume who I am, and you judge who I am based on what you're seeing online, but you have no clue who I am. I love our law enforcement. I love our military, and I love this fucking country. I love this country, and I'll say it again. I love this fucking country, and I'll do whatever I can to fight for it. And I don't care who I piss off on the way. You know, George Washington, any of them good leaders. Yeah, even look at Trump. Everybody. It doesn't matter who you are in life. You could be the most amazing person in life, and somebody is still going to hate you. Somebody's still going to hate you. Because there's so much hate in this world. Somebody's going to hate you. No, I mean, I can walk down the street dropping $1,000 bills, and somebody be like, hey, you're littering, man. What are you doing? Pick up that trash. That's the mentality of the world we live in. But anyways, going back to Shane Russell here and his little statement of, I promise that I will bring you to jail and I will do everything to hold you for as long as I possibly can. I go in to comment on that and I say, I appreciate your duty as sheriff, but when you make statements like, I'll do everything I can to hold you for as long as I can possibly, that's showing the community a little bit of aggressiveness. So I say that he's aggressive. I call out his actions. Hey, I'm like, that's a little aggressive, don't you think, to hold him in there forever? Not forever, but as long as he can. You know, I get it. The tornado, should these looters be held accountable? Absolutely. I agree with that. And I even stated that in the comments. I was like, yes, should these thieves be held accountable? Absolutely. But your statement, I will do everything I can do to hold you in jail for as long as I possibly can, makes me sick. So I even addressed that, yes, these looters or these thieves or thugs or whatever you want to call them should be held accountable for their actions. But you know who else should be held accountable for their actions? Shane's son-in-law that lied under oath. Hollie Wilson for stealing my phone number. James Gift for breaking the law. I said I'll get into that later on again. These people are all untouchable, though. They can break the law and everything's good and fine and dandy. But somebody goes take some property during a tornado, throw them in prison forever, throw away the key. That's the way you made yourself sound, Mr. Russell. So all I'm asking for you, Mr. Russell, is, and because again, I've seen your video of, you know, you illegally going into somebody's house and arresting them, and I wish they would sue your ass. I wish they would, but unfortunately they probably can't find a lawyer to take on this government around here, which I wish she would just sue your ass on her own. Because what you did was illegal. But see, again, when you all commit illegal acts, it's okay. When anybody else commits illegal acts, lock them up for as long as possible. Well, good, Mr. Russell. Can you go next door and lock up your son-in-law for as long as possible for the crime he committed? I would appreciate that. Thank you. So, as I made those comments, of course, then I started getting the backlash on his as well. It says, you sir, are part of the problem. Stealing is a crime. And like I said, I mean, I already addressed that as a comment, you know, in my comment. So I don't know why that commenter even had to come back and say, well, stealing is a crime. I admitted in my comment that stealing was a crime. Like, do you guys not read? Do you not understand, like, comprehend things? I mean, I was actually diagnosed with a reading comprehension problem, but I can understand the logic to that. I stated right there, yes, these thieves should be held accountable. But then I get the backlash on that saying, you, sir, are part of the problem. See, again, I'm part of the problem. Why am I always the problem when I'm pointing out things that are legit and truthful, but when everybody else does things wrong within the system, they wear a suit and tie and a badge, they can't be wrong. See, that's what's wrong with the community. You all are misjudging who is supposed to protect you. These people were supposed to protect me. But they're not protecting me. Because if they were protecting me, they would be doing their job and arresting their own. But see, that's the problem. They don't arrest their own because it's the good old boy club. And remember, I told you I was part of the good old boy club once. I've been there. I've done that. Then the good old boy club turned against me because I didn't do what they wanted me to do or told me what to do. And so that's why a lot of you folks, you're all so compromised because y'all are doing drugs. You're all, I mean, I know what you're doing. See, that's what's, don't deny what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You're hiding so many things that I know about. And I've shared those information with certain individuals around the community. So eventually, yes, this is all going to be brought to light. So it's not just me, folks. There is other folks in this community that is aware of what's going on, and the light is being shown. And unfortunately for me, I have to take the brunt of it because I am the only one with the balls enough to come forward and talk to you guys about issues like this because my closet's clean. If you want to know something, ask me. I mean, have you guys not, looked in? I mean, here's the thing I said about criminal background checks on me before, too. I was like, hey, go do a big criminal background check on me. Like, oh, we can't do that. It's illegal for a cop to do that. You could get online and just do a criminal background check on somebody. Like, you don't have to do it through the police department. There's legal services that you can go pay for a criminal background check. I mean, you don't think if I went to a business and be like, hey, it's a high secure business type thing where they had to have a background check, such as Safe Night Ministries. They do background checks on their people, right? There's different ways than going to the actual physical police department and getting a background check on somebody. So if it's that important to you, you think I've got things in my closet, I offer you to go find what's in my closet and expose it to the world. Can you do that for me? Can you please do that? Please do that. Because I haven't seen nothing from none of you. So I'm calling each one of you. If you've got something on me, show it out there. Post, make sure I'm tagged in it so I can see it though. Because I don't want to have to get it through some third party and be like, oh, did you hear what such and such is saying about you? Just come say it to me, baby. Come say it to me. Anyways, so there's the moral of the story. This is who I am. This is why I'm here. This is why I've created this page. I don't know if I've got any more answers for you folks, but I'm sure you guys will all have a ton of questions from this point forward. So just bear with me. Like I said, I'm still in an ongoing case. I've got multiple different rabbit holes that I'm going in, different cases that I'm working on right now. And I'm not even a damn lawyer and I ain't even getting paid for it. I'm literally doing this for you and the community to make this a better place. Yet I get the backlash for calling it out. But that's okay. I don't care. I'll get the backlash, I'll clean this community up, and we will all be happy at the end of the day. Well, except people that are committing the crimes that won't be getting away with the crimes they're committing anymore. So anyways, that's who I am. I love you all. I appreciate it. We're almost up to almost 500 followers, so obviously I must be doing something right here too, because I wouldn't have 500 followers unless that's 500 people that just really want to see what drama Dave's got to post. Almost 500 followers on this page. This community ain't that big, so I'm pretty proud of where it's came within the last. I started in January, so 3 months. 500 followers in 3 months, pretty impressive to me. Again, that's not including all the people that are reaching out to me behind the scenes privately, people that I've met just kind of driving down the road, things in that sort. Because you see, I'm a very friendly guy. I have nothing to hide. So this is why I'm here on video today. This is me. I'm real. I'm not no AI. I'm not no CGI background. This is my woods. This is my house. Beautiful fucking place. Like I said, beautiful family. I'm good with God. So save your Bible verses for yourselves. You pray to God for your guys' selves. I'll pray God with myself and my family. I talk to God every day, so I don't need to hear your Bible verses. I don't need you to tell me, oh, I'm going to hell because I need to listen to these Bible verses, or I cuss too much, or I've heard it all, folks. Worry about yourselves. Worry about the relationship you and God have. I will take care of myself. If I end up in hell, that's something that I have to worry about. You don't worry about it. Me going to hell doesn't affect this community at all. But your crimes, these people's crimes, are affecting the community, which is why I'm exposing it. So if you want to say I'm going to hell for exposing crime, you probably should just head down to the hospital and get your head checked out, because I can't even argue with somebody in that aspect. So as you can see, beautiful day here. I've got tons of work to do. I got to get over here. I've got so much work to do yet. And as I said, I don't hang out at the bars. I don't go do anything in particular like that. So I don't have a bunch of people I can count on and friends that are so-called friends, because see, I mean, at this point, there's only a handful of few people around here that I really consider my friend. Most of y'all are just gossipers. But there's a lot of quiet people out there that I'm sure are really, really good people that I would love to meet, eventually down the road here. But these people that are making all these comments, you're a Facebook warrior, and all you are. You're a Facebook, like what somebody else had commented up there. I'm a keyboard warrior. Oh yeah, Miss Kristen Sullinger. I'm a keyboard warrior. Teach my kid how to be a man instead of a keyboard warrior. No, you guys are the keyboard warriors, not me. You guys are just pissed that I'm exposing it. But like I said, I love y'all. I got things to do. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And I'm sure y'all have questions. I want to see the comments. Leave your opinion. I love your opinions too. So if you got an opinion, post it. I won't hide it. Call me whatever you want. I'll smile and love you anyways. Y'all have a good day. Whoop!